Hey everyone, got another review for you here. This is the Meze 105 Air. These are a open back dynamic driver headphone from Meze Audio out of Romania. They retail for $400 here in the US. They are really nice looking. See some of the details there. Really like the looks of these. So I'll just jump right into it. We'll start with the comfort of these. These are extremely comfortable headphones. This self-adjusting headband is super comfortable. Very cool. I love that anytime I just put them on, I don't have to worry about making sure the adjustments are absolutely perfect. I also thought it was cool because if I ever let anybody try these, we don't have to worry about getting them fit perfectly for them before they put it on their ears. Literally anybody can pick these up, put them on, and then they'll fit perfect. I know Meze has used this type of headband in the past. I know the 109 Pro uses something similar. And I think the 99 Classics and Neo also use something similar. I have not heard any of their other headphones. These are the only Meze headphones that I have experience with so far. Hopefully we'll be getting my hands on a pair of the 109 Pro. And so once I do that, I'll probably make a video for those, comparing them to the 105 Airs as well. So be on the lookout for that. So what's included with this is this is the box for it. You get the headphones, you get the cable. It's a dual 3.5 to a single 3.5 connector. I think it's about 5.5 to 6 feet long. Something interesting about the connectors that go into the headphones though, they fit the headphone perfectly, but I noticed that with my AER 5000 that I have over here, these do not fit inside of this headphone. So even though they're 3.5 connectors, it doesn't work with all headphones. I don't know if that's more an oddity with the AER 5000 or if that's an oddity with this cable, but I don't think people would, but don't buy this thinking that, this is a universal cable you'll be able to use across a bunch of different headphones. It comes with a case. I'm going to open this up real quick so you can see the case because it's also super nice. Really nice hard shell case. Really solid zipper. And it comes with some documentation in here, as well as this little pouch to keep your cable. I think it's got the 6.35 adapter in there. And the headphones fit in there just absolutely perfect. Like, absolutely no issues there. So, fantastic case. It's kind of funny. I was listening to another reviewer talk about this, but I'm not exactly sure, unless it's for storage, why you need really nice cases for traveling with open back headphones. It's not really the intended use case. I get it with closed back headphones, but not as much with open backs. So yeah, another cool thing with Meze that I really like is everything is user serviceable. So you have some screws here where you could take the headband off if anything ever went wrong here. From what I understand, the cups unscrew some way by unscrewing this right here that takes the whole driver off. The pads are replaceable. I don't recommend just taking these pads off just for fun though, because I did that just because there was a little bit where I thought wasn't fitting perfect right in here. These were probably some of the hardest pads for me to get back on a headphone. So I don't recommend just playing around, just taking them off just to make sure that you can. But they are replaceable. I did get it back on there. It was frustrating, but it did. I didn't mention the pads, but these are the same velour pads that come on the 109 Pro from what I understand. Very plush, very nice. They don't, have a swivel per se, but they do kind of conform well and sit on your ear just fine. I didn't notice that there was any huge problems with fit. The only negative I could see with comfort is they do clamp on your head a good bit. For me, I liked that more when I was using them. I don't usually go out and about with open back headphones on, but I do use my DAP around the house with headphones like this. And I actually really loved, like when I'm just kind of walking around my house or just doing daily chores, I really loved having these on my head instead of the AR 5000 over here, because the AR 5000 don't clamp on your head very well. They're really good if you're just kind of sitting at your desk. They're extremely comfortable. But if you're moving around any at all, they do get a little, like, you'll find yourself kind of adjusting them more so than you would with these. So I really like them for that use case. So the sound of these. So from what I understand, people who have experience with a 109 Pro, they either seem to love it or they do not like the treble response with it. So this feels like maybe it was created in response to some of the criticisms of the 109 Pro. And I imagine the people who don't like the 109 Pro probably do really like this headphone. This headphone has really good bass without being too boomy or overpowering anything. The mid-range and so the vocals come through really clear. And the treble is a little laid back. I don't know if there's a lot of crossover here of people watching this video and maybe some IEM knowledge, but I really like the A-Full Explorer. And those are known to be a really bassy IEM with a pretty laid back treble. I feel like that's almost like an IEM equivalent of this headphone. So stuff that sounds really good on this, I really liked listening to any sort of pop music on this is great. Any sort of modern pop, anything with driving bass lines that's vocal focused, really good. I also enjoyed some indie rock with this. I felt like, again, a really kind of laid back natural presentation worked well for that. But the thing I did not like with this was I listened to a lot of metal. So like progressive metal, anything with like really driving drums that has a lot of like cymbal rides. My main thing I do not like about this headphone is its treble response. So, and I felt like cymbals just do not sound correct to my ears on these headphones. I don't know if it's just a lack of detail. I don't know if it's tonality exactly, but like I said earlier, I think for the people who tried the 109 Pro and maybe found it too bright, this was maybe them tuning down that treble, but I think maybe they, in my opinion, again, I haven't heard the 109 Pro, but for my ears, the treble response just doesn't really work great for me here. So that's my big criticism of this headphone. I've seen some people talking about it being a great all-rounder, and for that reason, I don't really think it is. But if you aren't listening to anything that that uses a lot of cymbals or is really busy tracks, has a lot of instrumentation along with vocals happening at the same time, I think these would work really well. But yeah, so that's my main criticism for these. The soundstage, I think, is fine. It's a little more intimate than something like the AR 5000. Sorry I just constantly reference the AR 5000. It's one of my favorite headphones I've ever heard, and it just kind of checks off everything across the board that I like in a headphone, so it's an easy reference for me. So I don't think the soundstage is quite as good as that one or the detail retrieval. But it is, I think the detail retrieval is better than something like the new FT1 Pro. So I think it's adequate as far as that's concerned. So I'm just going to do some quick kind of off-the-cuff comparisons of these headphones compared to some other ones that I've had recently. So like I said, the AER 5000. I think the AER 5000 does have more natural sounding treble, so those cymbal hits do sound more natural. I do think this one, the 105 AER, does have a better mid-range response. I do like the way vocals come through better on this one. I also think it has a more impactful bass. Compared to the FT1 Pro, I think it has a similar bass response. I think it has similar mids, but I do like the treble better on the FT1 Pro, but I do think these have a little bit better detail retrieval, and the soundstage is better on these, and they are definitely way more comfortable. So any of these headphones that I'm comparing them to, I think the 105 AER is the most comfortable. Like I absolutely love this headband design. And then the other one I would compare this to would be the Edition XS, because I know a lot of people were seeing that one on sale and considering it. The Edition XS doesn't work for me as well as it does a lot of other people. It does have pretty wild sounding technical details. So the soundstage, the imaging, and the details are just fantastic on it. But there's something off with the tonality with my ears. It's a little too bright sounding, which most people expect with HiFiMAN headphones, but it also feels like something else is scooped out to give it that sense of soundstage that I'm not a huge fan of. And also the build quality and comfort of them just is not there for me with the Edition XS. So even though I think from a technical perspective, the Edition XS would be better, I'd prefer this just 9 times out of 10 just to listen to. So my conclusions with these are, if you are primarily listening to any sort of bass-driven music and you want open back headphones, these are fantastic. If you listen to busier tracks with a lot of instrumentation and vocals, stuff tends to get muddied up. And like I said, the treble response on these makes these to where they're not just going to be something that I'm going to pick up for every single type of music genre. But I do think that they excel well within the genres that they are good for. So like I said, with pop or indie rock, I would rather listen to these than the AER 5000. But I think the AER 5000 is better as an all-arounder than this is, and is $100 cheaper. And I know that matters to some people. All right, I think that's it for this one. Y'all let me know in the comments if you have any questions about it.